downright fierce, downright fierce, downright fierce, downright fierce, downright fierce, downright fierce. Downright fierce, 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 downright fierce.
It's a downright fierce gaming podcast. Playing mad games and talking mad trash. Subtitle pinned and dropping facts about consoles, news, and industry stats. Every week, Josh and the crew go hard with the gaming passion. It's true. It's downright fierce and the place to be with a custom theme by Lars MC. It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 Fierce in this room, it's the bomb. 20 questions, you can't go wrong. Nailed down the console, Chris implores, but now I can't get the Genesis off the floor. Streaming every Sunday on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, so hit the switch. Got Scribe looking up those unknown facts. Helpful as heck, thanks a lot for that. Lost a bet, I need a pie. Pepperoni, it tastes so fly and it feels so good to play these games. Game Gear Links and GBA, Turbo Graphics, Neo Geo, retro consoles, look so neato. Got 10 power strips for the Sega CD. Can play Sewer Shark in the dark, that's me. It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 I play Smash Bros on my PS4, my Xbox 2. I play it more on my NES and Master System. Love Mario so much I almost kissed him. Town and city, Brandon said, but it's okay. What he meant instead is in this world, all is possible, like Super Smash Bros. Platform optional, Echo Fighters, here we go. A lot to address on the awesome show. Simon Belmont, the Splatoon crew, Sonic, Yoshi, and Pikachu. Friendship games and stories too. It's a magical world, come join the dudes. Passionate guys with a love for games. Got downright fierce going hard today. It's downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on.
Downright fierce. Downright Fierce.
Hello and welcome to episode 94 of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's "Oh my God, everything breaks every single week. Why do I still do this to myself?" podcast. My name is Josh Asensio. With me should have been Kyle, but if you've been following us for a while, you would know that things break on the show. It's been breaking for 94 episodes. One thing every episode probably breaks, and this week it was Google Hangouts. It was actually, well, it didn't even break. I had to adjust things for the live, so when we had a live guest, and then I had to adjust things for when we had our over the internet guests, and I couldn't get it to work again, so I'm just gonna say that it broke. So it's just me. Cool. So cool. How are you guys doing? I'm fantastic. We're going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about video games, and it's going to be good. And you're going to enjoy it. I'm not feeling myself today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not feeling myself. It's pre E3, which means we're kind of, we're scrounging for news. There's some interesting stuff here, but I don't know. I also mentally prepared to have Kyle on. Like I was looking forward to the back and forth, and then usually, like, when I know that it's gonna be just me, I can kind of like get mentally prepared and be like, okay, I'm gonna talk like this, use this voice. But I don't know. It's episode 94. Let's start with Fierce News. Make the explosion. Here it goes. Boom. They make an explosion. It goes boom. It goes Fierce News. Fierce News is, of course, brought to you by MC Lars. Make sure you check out his Patreon at patreon.com/MCLars. So the first thing is, if there was a list of all the things I don't want in the world, this would be number 57. 57 or 56, I'm not sure. Sony has confirmed during an investor relations presentation that they are developing a TV show based on the Twisted Metal series. What? Like, Twisted Metal? Like, I get it. I would get it if it was a movie. Because that's basically, what was that movie with Jason Statham? Death Race. It's basically Death Race. That's fine. A movie I get, but a TV series, how are you going to accomplish that with a TV series budget? Like, you're not working with Game of Thrones money here. Like, you're going to be working with a very low budget. So, you look at Heroes, you look at the TV show Heroes. The reason why the majority of that show was character development is because they didn't have the budget for big fight scenes. Like, shows like that, they don't have the budget for all the special effects. And Twisted Metal is about people driving in cars, blowing up other cars. So are they going to have, like, character development? Are you going to get to know the killer clown on a deeper level? Like, it's the silliest thing I've ever heard. I don't know. But they're doing it. I don't know what they're going to accomplish with that, but they're going to do it. They also said that the Uncharted movie is in, quote, advanced development. And then researchers and experts around the world have no idea what the fuck that means, so, we could just move on. I don't know what advanced development means. That can mean anything. That can mean that they were done shooting it and they're just editing it now. That can mean, the script is almost done. They didn't elaborate this. They said the Uncharted movie is in advanced development. If it's not going to be Nathan Fillion, who cares, right? Nathan Fillion would be the best. So who cares? It's not him. So that's not all. Sony recently announced the launch of PlayStation Productions, a production studio that will make movies and TV shows based on video game titles and franchises that they own. According to Sean Layden, quote, "We've got 25 years of game development experience, and that's created 25 years of great games, franchises, and stories. We feel that now is a good time to look at other media opportunities across streaming or film or television to give our worlds life in another spectrum." He went on to say, quote, "Instead of licensing our IP out to studios, we felt the better approach was for us to develop and produce for ourselves. One, because we're more familiar, but also because we know what the PlayStation community loves." So hopefully I mean, this just seems extremely risky because, you know, Sony, they don't have experience. Well, actually, no, there is Sony Films. They do have people. Okay. Actually, yeah, that completely takes away everything I was going to say. I was going to say they don't really have any movie experiences, but they have Sony. That's the thing, right? Sony Films. Pretty sure that's the thing. Okay, so they have some experience in the film industry. So okay, I guess they could do that. Okay, all right, we'll move on. And I do like some of the stuff that he says. Not this. This is silly. Additionally, he said, quote, "We looked at what Marvel has done in taking the world of comic books and making it into the biggest thing in the film world. It would be a lofty goal to say we're following in their footsteps, but certainly we're taking inspiration from that." Dude, don't even, like, put yourself in the same sentence as Marvel. It just, that's like me. Hey, guys, oh, hi, kitty. Hey guys, I'm gonna show my kitty's butthole, and it is going to be shared more times than the Kim Kardashian sex tape. Like, you know, it's probably not, like, there's no reason to put those two sentences together. Hi, you go ahead. You've had a rough day. You've had a rough day. You lay down. I'll pet that kitty. Look at that kitty. There's a tiger. There's a tiger on my table. That's alliteration, kitty. That's alliteration. But it's really silly that they even compare themselves to Marvel. I get why they're saying that. Oh, look what they do with comic books. We want to do that with video games. You're not gonna pull it off. And I feel like they know that too, because he said finally, quote, "You can see just by watching older video game adaptations that the screenwriter or director didn't understand that world or the gaming thing. The real challenge is, how do you take 80 hours of gameplay and make it into a movie? The answer is you don't. What you do is you take that ethos, you write from there specifically for the film audience. You don't try to retell the game in a movie." That's perfect. He gets it. Finally, after all these years, he gets it. That's fine. But there's still, so the difference between comic books and video games is there's a different type of storytelling there. You know, a comic book essentially is a storyboard. You know, you look at some of these, you know, these scenes and it looks like it's ripped straight from the comic. Like it's storyboards. But with video games, it's more about the feeling of the game. But that doesn't, I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't really translate into film. All you can really hope to accomplish with video game movies is kind of like what Detective Pikachu did. It's kind of like, you know, I mean, what you go for is you try to make a good movie and you use characters from that universe. You know, I hate to give it as an example, but although the movie's probably going to be terrible, I kind of like that they're doing that with the Sonic movie. You know, it's going to be a terrible, terrible movie, but that's how it should be done. It should just be, hey, here's Sonic, and then here's Dr. Robotnik, and all the things you love, and you know what? It has nothing to do with the games. We're not going to do chaos rings and gems and all that. We're not going to do any of that. It's just going to be Sonic and Dr. Robotnik and all that stuff, and here's your video game movie. That's how it needs to be done. He gets it, but you know, you look at their library and there's not really much that can translate in that way. You know, they have a lot of story heavy things like franchises. So, I mean, because I made a list here of some movies and / TV shows that I would love to see done right, but I don't know how you do these right. So you got God of War, the remake of God of War. You know, I'd love to see some kind of, just something in that universe. You know, I mean, they have a lot there to work with. You know, maybe something like, I don't even know, like something like a prequel to the remake, which is weird. The Last of Us, that's an easy one. I mean, that's basically Walking Dead, but, you know, not zombies. You know, you got plague people or whatever. Anything from Quantum Dreams. I mean, that's already an interactive movie. That one, you know what? I would say Quantum Dreams, that's one you can do like straight translating from video game to movie. You know, if you don't know what Quantum Dreams is, they do Detroit Become Human. They do what's the other ones? I'm blanking right now. Beyond Two Souls. That's the Ellen Page one. And Heavy Rain. Sean! That one. They do Heavy Rain. I mean, all of those are basically interactive movies, so that's perfect. That's what they should work on. I don't know if they I don't think they have the license for that, but if at least for Heavy Rain, that one I could absolutely see as a movie. And then the last one I have here, this one would have to be a movie. It can't be a TV show. It'd be Infamous. Infamous would be a good one. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just a gamer. I'm not a movie maker. What do I know? Don't do it, Sony. You're going to waste so much money. You're going to waste so much money. It's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad. All right. So now if there was a list of things I wouldn't think I would want, and once I learned about it, then I'd kind of want it, this would be number 32 on that list. On the list of things that I wouldn't think I would want, and once I learned about it, then I'd kind of want it. Minecraft Earth. Minecraft. I almost said Minecraft. Minecraft Earth. It's an augmented reality game that is basically Minecraft meets Pokemon Go. It allows players to collect, explore, collaborate, and survive while exploring and building new Minecraft creations in the real world. Players will go around to find blocks, and they could use any flat surface to build on. Players can team up with friends to create and place blocks in the real world, then leave creations for others to see. You can also craft items, breed mobs, grow crops, and more. It's going to be free to play, and closed betas will be available for players to participate in the summer. So I looked at the trailer, and, you know, I mean, it's... Hi, Miss Mishka. They don't show gameplay, but they show concept, and basically like they have the girl and she's like leaving her house or whatever, and she puts a tower over her house, you know, making it look like it's part of the house. So I'm assuming, and you know, as she's going through the town, you know, she's like putting trees up and stuff. I'm assuming what it's gonna be. It's going to be some kind of, I mean, exactly as it explains. It's an augmented reality thing where, you know, you have your camera up, and in certain places, Mishka, don't touch that keyboard. In certain places, you can see other people's creations. My thing is, how are we not about to live in a world of dicks? How is it not just going to be Dick City? Dicks and boobs. Everywhere. I don't know how they're going to not quality control that, but like, is there some kind of filter that you can like filter out the dicks? Because it's going to be Dick Town. We're going to Dick Town. You know, assuming they figure out some way around that. It seems kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what the motivation would be to continue to play that game. You know, with Pokemon Go, you level up, you know, you're trying to catch them all. This one, you're going around town looking for different blocks. But what's the purpose of building? What does that really accomplish? I mean, it's cool. Like, hey, look, yeah, you come by my house, and then you can't even see my house. You just see a big castle. That's cool. But why? Why? That I don't know. That I haven't figured out. But I do kind of want to play it. There's something about it that just seems really cool. If they can pull it off like they're saying they're going to pull off, and chances are it's not going to be like that. Chances are it's going to be something where it's like, you know, you can't just do it. You can't just create block things everywhere. You have to, you know, you go to places and the building's already set up, and you can like add on to it or customize it. I don't know. I can imagine it not really working as well as they're advertising it to be. But I mean, it could be cool. We'll see. Now, if there was a list of things I never thought would happen in the history of things happening, this would be number one. This would be number one on that list. This week, Sony and Microsoft announced a partnership to focus on improving cloud gaming, AI solutions, and more. The two companies signed a memorandum of understanding that established both companies will explore, quote, joint development of future cloud solutions to Microsoft Azure to support their respective game and content streaming services. According to an analyst at IGN, quote, The partnership will also explore collaboration in the areas of semiconductors and AI. The companies intend to integrate Sony's image sensors with Microsoft's Azure AI tech across cloud and edge and leverage Sony's semiconductors and Microsoft's cloud technology. I don't know what that means. I don't know. That's a lot of words. That's for like the Marks of the world. I don't know what that means. But I'll tell you, I know this. Actually, hold on. Before we get to that, CEO of Sony, Kenichiro Yoshida, said, quote, "For many years, Microsoft has been a key business partner for us, though, of course, the two companies have also been competing in some areas. I believe that our joint development of future cloud solutions will contribute greatly to the advancement of interactive content. Additionally, I hope that in areas of semiconductors and AI, leveraging each company's cutting-edge technology in a mutually complementary way will lead to the creation of new value for society." Okay, so I have no idea what a semiconductor is. I don't know how AI plays into cloud technology. I don't know. But I will say this. Holy shit. Sony and Microsoft are working together for cloud gaming. They are working together to build a future where both companies can do stuff with cloud gaming. I know I've been saying this for a while. I know I've been like, oh guys, the future is cloud gaming, you know, we're going to be streaming everything. And I know I've been like throwing it in everyone's face. Oh, look how right I am. Here's this little story. Here's this little that. This is massive. This is huge. I feel like the conversation's over. This is now an inevitability. This is the future. And it's happening now. And so many people are telling me no. Like, no, we're not there yet. Internet's not there yet. We can't get there yet. We're there yet. It freaking happened. Like, here's what I'm thinking. Sony and Microsoft know that they can't compete with Google when it comes to like cloud technology and the technology required for cloud gaming. Because Google has, Google's been focusing specifically on internet technology. I know I'm making this very generic, but I also am not an expert in this field. These are all assumptions. This is based on what I see, these companies diving into. Google's been investing in the cloud forever. Their network is super strong. Sony and Microsoft are more technology companies. They make games, they make TVs. Microsoft makes computers, Well, they don't make computers, but you know what I mean. Apparently, Sony has superconductors. I don't know what that means. And Microsoft's good with AI. But regardless, they're working together because I think they realize that Google with Stadia really poses a threat. I think that they see this happening and they can see a future where they're both pushed out by companies that specialize in cloud, in the cloud. Companies like Google, companies like possibly Apple. I don't know how Apple is invested in all that, but it's a possibility. It's insane that they're working together for this. I mean, Sony won't even allow cross-platform gaming. They won't even let players play with other players on Microsoft consoles. And now the two companies are working together to build some kind of system to where they can both provide customers with cloud gaming. I mean, that's insane. So Jamie says, that's pretty crazy and awesome. Won't some people still want hard copies of games, though? That's the thing. A lot of, that's where the discussion is right now. A lot of people are saying that, oh, this is the end of this is the beginning of the, all streaming, all digital future, the all digital apocalypse, and I mean, yes and no. That's the thing. It's yes and it's no. Yes, we're moving towards an all digital future, but That's not to say that hard copies are going to go away forever. Look at, and I keep bringing it back to this, look at Blu-ray. Look at all, like movies and stuff, and even music. When was the last time you bought a CD? When was the last time any of you out there bought a CD? It's been a long time, I'm sure. I'm sure one person will be like, actually, I bought a CD the other day. It was Nora Jones, and she was delightful. Okay. The thing is, even though people are not buying CDs, there are still FYEs out there. You can even go on Amazon and buy a physical CD. They still print them. They don't print as many, but they print them. And if you want them, they can make them for you. So that's the thing. As we move towards this future, it's going to be the same as movies. It's going to be the same as music, where most people will get theirs digitally. Most people get their music digitally. They get their movies digitally. Now, we're starting to move towards we're getting our games digitally. You still have people like me who are like, certain games, I want to make sure I get that hard copy. But as we move towards this streaming future, it's going to make sense. Why would I buy Infinity War? It's on Netflix right now. Why would I buy The Office? Every season of The Office. Jamie, a lot of people who know me, I freaking love The Office. It's like my favorite show ever. And I don't own it. Why would I? It's on Netflix. This is the same thing. That's the future we're moving towards. And Jamie says, FYE is still in business? Yeah, I think so. I think I saw them all. Jim says, hi. Hey, Jim. How's it going, bonus dad? That's the weird thing about this, is that people are really scared of this digital future, and I don't understand why they would be. You know who benefits from this is not the companies, it's the consumer. It's so much cheaper for them to give us digital items. And yes, now you don't, do you really own it? Yeah, you kind of do, you kind of don't. Like, it's this weird, nebulous thing. But I'll tell you this, whether or not I own all the games in my Steam library, I can play them right now. They're all right there. Anytime I want to play them, as long as I have internet, yeah. But I have internet for the most part. And yes, there are some people who don't. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, I'm good with an all-digital future. And for the people who don't have fast internet, those are probably the people who are keeping the Blu-ray and CD industry alive, And they'll be able to get their hard copies. There'll be enough to go around. Everybody's going to get what they want, and it's going to be fantastic, and we're going to see prices drop. When these game companies, it's been a while since I've said this, so I'm gonna make this prediction again. This prediction, I guess, is the best way to say it. Eventually, what you're gonna see is just like with videos. You're not gonna buy games anymore. You're gonna subscribe. They're gonna subscribe to Sony. Sony, you'll get, like PlayStation Now. Get a whole big library list of games. You'll subscribe to Game Pass. You'll subscribe to, Bethesda. You'll subscribe to whatever, $5 here, $10 here, whatever. And the companies will be super happy because what they're going to be getting is steady income from you, the consumer. And, you may, in the end, spend more than you normally do, depending on how many subscription services you subscribe to. But you're getting tremendous value for your money. Because before, just like with Netflix, I'd have to pay $20 or something to keep Infinity War. I'd have to pay $30, $40, $50 for an entire season of The Office. And now I get to watch it whenever I want. But now I can just pay $10 a month. And I can just watch The Office whenever. So that $10, let's say I watch Netflix only for The Office, which is, it's kind of true. I end up spending significantly more money than I would if I just bought what I watched. Significantly more, when you really break it down. because I didn't buy movies and TV shows that much. I didn't spend that much money on entertainment, in that entertainment. But they're getting $10 a month from me right now, and I've been subscribed for years. And that's just, I mean, and they're happy they're getting money, and I'm happy because I'm getting a great value for my money. You know, I get really great TV shows and movies and stuff that I could watch. So I don't think we need to worry. I don't think we need to focus so much on the fact that, oh, they're getting more money out of us, or, oh, you don't really own that. I don't really own The Office right now. But you know what? I'll tell you this. If they take The Office off of Netflix, just like they did with Scrubs, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with Scrubs. Then I'll buy the DVDs because they didn't make it on Blu-ray. Then I'll buy the hard copy. And that's why I don't think we need to worry about this all digital future, because that's going to be the same thing with games. They take off your favorite game. Okay, well then go buy the physical copy. They will make a physical copy of AAA games. They will. Or you'll just be able to buy it digitally. Michael says, I want to play checkers on your background. Yeah, it's acoustic tiles. I think after the podcast is over with, they might go into the nursery, possibly. Keep everything quiet in there. Or I might keep the studio. I don't know. People have been saying, like, you have a studio, so you should make stuff in the studio. I might. We'll see. And then Jamie says, not having more stuff taking up space in the house is nice. That is true, too. That's a good point just by itself. So, and then I made this comparison at the bottom. I said, so the enemy, so with Sony and Microsoft, that's what we were talking about. Sony and Microsoft teaming up. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. They team up like X-Men teaming up with Magneto for the greater good. Yeah, but okay. So, if there was a list of Ubisoft games that will be releasing through March 2020, this would be that list. And it is that list. Before we get to the list, Ubisoft announced that Skull and Bones, the game everybody forgot about, how little they cared about it, that was a weird sentence. Let me try that again. They announced Skull and Bones, the game that everybody forgot how little they cared about it. I'm using too many abouts. Everybody forgot how they cared so little about it. I don't know. It's going to be delayed until after March 2020. Skull and Bones is that Assassin's Creed Black Flag game that's basically all Black Flag, like you're on the ship and stuff. And I mean, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed has made 4 Skull and Bones, and they can't even make one. And it's funny because it's still Ubisoft. I don't know why they're still making this game. It just doesn't make sense. So it's delayed till March 2020, whatever, or until after March 2020. They also announced that 4. This is the crazy one. They announced that 4 AAA games, including Ghost Recon Breakpoint, will be unveiled and released by the end of March 2020. So here's what we know: it's not Skull and Bones, and it's not Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed, they said they're taking a year off. It's Splinter Cell. I know every announcement that Ubisoft makes, I'm like, it's Splinter Cell, and I've been wrong. It's Splinter Cell. How could it not be Splinter Cell? God damn it, it is time for some Splinter Cell. Everybody wants Splinter Cell. Michael Ironside wants Splinter Cell. I'm sorry, Mishka, for waking you up, but this is really important. It's Splinter Cell. Why don't we have a Splinter Cell? You have this license. That is worth so much in a time when remakes and remasters and all this stuff is happening. Why aren't you cashing in? No, they are. They are cashing in on it. I'm so convinced. I am so convinced that it's Splinter Cell. We have until March 2020 to get goddamn Splinter Cell. It's happening. Why wouldn't it happen? God damn it. It upsets me. It upsets me. Duochan says, but they're doing a new Ghost Recon. They're both Tom Clancy games. Would they do both? Oh, I mean, well, they've got Rainbow Six Siege. That's basically, it's Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. And I mean, yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Ghost Recon, it is all in the Tom Clancy universe, but it's a valuable license. And I don't know a single gamer who's like, actually, you've already got Ghost Recon. I'm not interested in any Splinter Cell. You can keep that. I mean, it's also two completely different styles of game. It almost makes me a little bit more excited seeing that they're, doing all this stuff with Ghost Recon instead of Splinter Cell, because they could have easily done that. I mean, for all we know, this thought never crossed my mind. For all we know, Wildlands and maybe even this Breakpoint thing, what if that was Splinter Cell? And they're like, ooh, that's a little bit too close. Or a little bit too off target. Nah, probably not. But still, I want to see a God of War style, like linear. I want it to be linear. I mean, they could do open world with every other game. Do it with Assassin's Creed. Do it with Wildlands. I don't care. I want a linear Splinter Cell game. And when I say linear, I mean maybe a little bit, non-linear in the sense that you could choose like what country to go to, or you can choose little things like that to kind of, it's like choose your own adventure. But I want an up close and personal spy game. That would just be so cool. And it's got to happen. They know what they have. They have gold. Cash it in. And Michael Ironside's ready to do it. He's ready to work. Put that man to work. It's Splinter Cell. In fact, all three games are going to be Splinter Cell, because one of them's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So it's going to be Splinter Cell 1, 2, 3, and Breakpoint. No, okay. So here are my predictions. Here's what I think. Okay, so we got Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Splinter Cell, Mario plus Rabbids 2. You forgot about that one, didn't you? That was a great game. Mario plus Rabbids, and it sold extremely well. Critically acclaimed, sold extremely well, and not that hard to make. Extremely easy to make. You don't even need to update graphics. I don't even think you can update the graphics. I don't think the Switch could handle better graphics. So just make more levels. That's all. Just poop it out. Maybe some extra different like gameplay elements or whatever. But Mario plus Rabbids 2. I bet you it's going to be shown at announced at E3. That's going to happen. Far Cry 6. I mean, right? Why wouldn't they? And then Watch Dogs 3. So I know these are easy predictions. I just went with their major franchises. But I mean, they said that it's going to be 4 AAA games. So I'm assuming that some of these have to be right, because they're not going to do 3 brand new AAA, new IPs. They're not going to do that. And I think Watch Dogs 3 is going to be a good one. It's going to be it's a safe assumption, because Watch Dogs 2 sold extremely well, and it was critically, well regarded. And the thing is with that, though, the reason actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back, because I feel like we would have known that they were working on it. And those kind of games, they take a long time. Okay, so maybe not Watch Dogs 3. Maybe not. Michael Carasino says, I want EA Sports to bring back NCAA football. Mark Mayfield says, I couldn't get into the Rabbids games. No, Mark. No. Rabbids games are garbage. What is it, Rayman's Legends or something? Like, no. Mario plus Rabbids. Like, I hate Rabbids. They're like minions. I hate minions. Mario plus Rabbids is XCOM with Mario. It's fantastic. He says the Switch can barely handle the games it has. That's true. But Mario plus Rabbids, that's going to be one of them. It's got to be. And Splinter Cell. It's just got to be. So, If there was a list of things that I was wrong about, it would be a very short list, but this would be on that list. So not too long ago, we learned that they finished mocap on The Last of Us Part 2. I said this was an indicator that the game was a long ways off from being done, and that made sense because that doesn't... In my mind, okay, I've never made a video game, but in my mind, doing mocap is like chopping vegetables. You chop the vegetables first, and then you start like the broth, and you start the whatever. Like you get the that's the acting part of the movie. I mean, like if we're looking at like a movie, like that's the where they shoot the movie, and then you do the post process later. But this isn't like a movie. Like editing, the shooting doesn't take longer than the editing. The editing takes a long time in this. So the fact that they were done with mocap recently made me think like, oh, they're probably a long way off. No, apparently that's not true. The game's co-director Anthony Newman posted on Twitter a list of open positions at Naughty Dog saying they're looking to hire new talent to help, quote, close out the game's development. It's apparently almost done. I mean, it's probably not like, a month or two away from being done. Maybe we have like, a few months, but apparently The Last of Us Part 2, I think they're going to make a 2020 release. I think they're going to make it. I think they can do it. I think it's going to happen. Duo Chan says NCAA can't happen unless they solve the issue with not paying the players that appeared in it. I forgot about that. I was trying to remember. I'm like, why did they stop the NCAA thing? That is why. That's true. Yeah, Mark says I thought it would take a lot more post-processing. I mean, that's right, but no. I mean, hey, what do we know? We don't make games. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I don't even know what to say about this because it turns out everything I knew about making a game is wrong. I'm gonna sit and quietly think while I sip my water. That's good water. So, if there was a list of companies I expected to see make an appearance at E3, this company, as my voice cracks, why can't I say this? Why can't I say this with a high voice? I don't know. This company would not be on that list. So Netflix announced that they are hosting a panel at E3 this year called Bringing Your Favorite Shows to Life, Developing Netflix Originals into Video Games. The alternative title was Please Give Us Money. Oh God, what are we going to do? Somebody please give us money. We're going bankrupt. I mean, apparently Netflix wants to talk about games at E3. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I didn't write any notes for this because I thought I was going to sit here and talk about this with Kyle. But I mean, they're making that Stranger Things game. I think what they're probably wanting to do, and I think they should do, is they should coerce some game companies to do, I know this is kind of a common thing, but to do cloud gaming on the Netflix, on Netflix. Nothing insane, nothing like, they're not going to play Assassin's Creed on Netflix, but they should do something like they did with like Bandersnatch and they did with Minecraft Story Mode and all that. Like that's the thing that they really need to focus on, and I hope that's what this is. I don't know. It's kind of weird, that title, Bringing Your Favorite Shows to Life, Developing Netflix Originals into Video Games. I don't know what they're trying to sell. It sounds like they're selling something, right? Are they saying they're going to make the games? Are they saying, is it a whole conference on like, hey, look at all these shows we have. Want to make it into a game? Anybody? You want to make that a game? You can. Give us money. Mark Mayfield says, please give us money. Our business model is failing the game. Please give us money. Our business model is following the game too. Chapter 11. Duo says, those choice-based events are basically a gateway to gaming. That's true. And that's But I mean, again, I don't understand why they need to go to E3 and have a panel on this. I don't know. That's weird, right? That's weird. That's pretty weird. Now, if there was a list of TV shows that I wish they'd do something in VR with, this would be number one on that list. Number one. A feature-length Doctor Who VR game is coming this September to PSVR, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and Vive Cosmos. Which, also, by the way, real quick, apparently Oculus Quest came out. That is the thing I am saving for right now. Oh my god, Oculus Quest looks awesome. And it got like 9 reviews. It got a total of 9 reviews. No, it got like 9 out of 10 reviews, and apparently it's freaking amazing. I gotta get an Oculus Quest. I'm so happy that it worked out. Okay, so Doctor Who VR game. It will span several hours and pit you against Daleks, brand new monsters, and probably the most terrifying thing I have ever heard of for VR, weeping angels. Okay, so if you don't watch Doctor Who and you don't know what a weeping angel is, you know those angel statues that you see, like randomly, like in parks and stuff? There are these aliens that, and I don't remember exactly the tiny little details, but basically they can't move in front of you because when you see them, they are in another reality. I forgot the details, but basically, when you're looking at them, they don't move. When you look away, they move. That's so scary for VR. Oh my god. It's gonna be so scary. I can't. I don't want to play this game, but I do. I love Doctor Who so much. I'm watching it with my wife now, and I've never wanted to play a game so bad and simultaneously not want to play a game so bad. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's, but worse. I imagine it'd probably be some kind of game mechanic where like you need to like work on a console or something. So like you look down at the console, you do this, like, and then you look up and they're just like a little bit closer and like, they go to, they're back. Oh my God. Oh God. Whew. So Mark says they get, in regards to Netflix at E3, says they get way more eyes through Netflix front page than they will ever get at E3. That is absolutely true. Jamie said you pronounced The Office wrong. Okay, well, The Office in VR would be pretty sweet. Mark says Doctor Who VR is going to flop, calling it now. So I don't think so. Because I don't think that they're going to put that much money into it. I don't think it's going to be a AAA experience. I think they will at least recoup. And it will be, I don't think it's going to be a great experience. I don't think it's going to be like, it's not going to be like super hot or raw data, which I got to remember that I've been playing. I got to talk about this game. Raw data is so good. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm just going to write that down. Raw data. Okay. I don't think it's gonna fail because I don't think they invested that much money into it. But from early previews, because I read an article where somebody did play it, they did say that it's not like the Spider-Man experience where it was just like pieced together in an afternoon or something. They did put some love into it, and I think there are enough Doctor Who fans, especially who own VR units. I mean, the two kind of go hand in hand. I think this is going to be, I think it will recoup its money, if not make a little bit of money. Dual chances that which takes on the image of an angel becomes itself an angel. No, bad idea. Yeah, it's so scary. And I know I got Rachel's here. She goes, oh my fucking God, Doctor Who? I want to play it so bad. Jamie says you need to do a Let's Play with the Weeping Angels. I will cry, dude. Oh my god. Mishka, what do you think? Yeah. I mean, okay, here's the thing. I will do a Let's Play because I absolutely am going to play this game. I'm going to buy it in September. It's coming out for PSVR. I'm going to play this game. And I might as well record it. So yes. Rachel wants to know, who's your favorite Doctor? David Tennant. I mean, I think we talked about this, right? Yeah, we talked about this. David Tennant, 100%. David Tennant is not only my favorite Doctor, he's my favorite character in the entire series. In the entirety of all the series, he's my favorite character. And she wants to know, please, dear God, let me be David Tennant. Ooh, I got something in my throat. Ooh. That's the problem with hosting the show by yourself. Ooh. Let me be David Tennant and Donna. So, bad news. You are not. You are an unnamed companion of the newest Doctor. So, although, you know, I mean, with stuff like this, I mean, I'll tell you, that's how you make a good game right there. You find some way to work in, I mean, it's freaking time travel, dude. The sky's the limit. You find some way to work in all the Doctors. That'd be awesome. I mean, somehow, right, Mishka? Then we can see all of our favorite Doctors. No, look at me. Look at me. Hey, look at me. Mishka, look at my face. Look at my face. Look at me. I love you. I love you, kitty. All right. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to pick up. 100%. Rachel says, fuck that guy. All right. That does it for the news. So I want to talk about two games real quick. One of them I had to write down, yes, that is Raw Data. So speaking of VR, this game, if you have PSVR, if you have any VR, you got to pick up Raw Data. It is a wave-based shooter. Typically, not my kind of game. But it does some really creative things with Move controllers. And I know this came out in Oculus as well. So, you know, you have your basic character, which is just a guy with a, handgun, and you're shooting robots and stuff. And there's, you shoot them in the head, their head pops off. You shoot them in the arm pops off. It's really cool. In the beginning, the only way to reload is you have your handgun. You have to pick your handgun off of you have to like pull the trigger as your hand is over here to take it off your holster. And then you have to do the same thing to pick up a clip. Pop the clip in, and then I don't think you cock it. No, you don't cock it. But you pop the clip in, and then you have a loaded handgun in the game. And that, that movement while you're playing really immerses you in the game. So you're sitting there and you're shooting, bam, 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 oh, bam, 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 bam. And it just, that movement, it really gets you into the game. And then eventually you get a power up to where you can have two handguns and you just tap your sides, to get your clips on. Even that is super fun. There's another character with a shotgun, which is pretty cool because every shot, which is kind of weird, every shot you have to, cock the gun, even though I think it's not an automatic. All right, well, still, every shot you have to, cock the gun. I haven't leveled him up that much, so I don't know if he gets multiple shots. But you're doing that, in VR. So, I mean, these little touches. Oh, and also the shotgun is behind your back. So if you want to get it, you have to, pick it up from behind your back, and then you use your other controller to hold it sideways like this, and you do that every time you shoot. I don't understand why more games aren't playing with little immersive mechanics like that. Because, I mean, like, this game especially, that's what really pulls me in. I mean, it's a wave-based shooter. Every couple of minutes, a wave of bad guys comes, you shoot them, and then that's it. So it's not really anything remarkable. The remarkable part is these little things that really immerse you in the game. They got an archer in there. The same thing. You're pulling out your bow and you taking out arrows like that, and then the last guy's a samurai. Slice with sword. we're not there yet with VR to where the graphics are going to be that fantastic. In the meantime, I feel like game developers need to remember that the one thing that doesn't require that intense of computing power is innovative, immersive mechanics like that. You look at games like Falcon Age. That's another one that came out. Just little things like being able to fist bump your Falcon. That immerse you in the game. Because who hasn't out there, fist bumped a Falcon before? It's very immersive. Duo-chan actually had a good point about the Doctor Who thing. Said, but then they'd have to pay those actors to show up. That would not be cheap. That is true. I mean, they can get something. Well, I mean, it's not going to be live action, so they can do just their likeness. I'm sure they own their likeness. Get somebody to just come in and do an impression of them. And then Jamie says, I believe is when I was talking to the cat, look at me. Hey, look at me. I'm the host now. So that's one game I've been playing. And I'm finally, God damn it, I'm so upset that Kyle isn't here. Again, that was completely my fault, but I finally am playing a game. And I started playing it like the week it came out. And that doesn't happen often enough. Rage 2. Playing Rage 2. Didn't play the first one. Playing Rage 2. And I gotta say, I wish I had somebody on here, who at least knew a little bit about it. I have one gripe with the game. So it's a fantastic game. It's got me hooked. It's great gameplay loop. It really makes you feel like a badass. I enjoy that a lot. But how would you guys feel about a game, if you haven't played this, feel about a game that is in almost every way made to near perfection, but does absolutely nothing new? I don't know if that's a problem I have with the game. Like, I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun. The shooting, oh my god, it's so perfect. It reminds me of like Destiny. I mean, Destiny, Bungie, they really knocked it out of the park when it came to shooting. They know first-person shooters. I mean, they're Halo. This game, the shooting is phenomenal. The powers make you feel so cool. They got all kinds of crazy things you can do, and all kinds of abilities and stuff. The skill trees, fantastic. The driving is pretty good. The game's beautiful. The story is wacky and somewhat interesting. But it does absolutely nothing new. And that's why I'm saying I don't know if that's a problem, because does a game have to do something new? Do they really need to reinvent the wheel? Do they really need to introduce something we haven't seen before? No, right? I mean, that's not... sometimes it's good to just have a silly action movie, which is what this game is. And it's weird because as I'm playing it, that's an active thought in my mind, is that this isn't anything new. I've done all these things before. I've been super powered in first person shooters, and I've had fun powers to do, and I've played solid first person shooters, and I've even the Wastelands, when I'm driving around, I'm like, yeah, I did this in Mad Max. And Mad Max did it better though. The story even, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like Borderlands with better graphics. Like, I mean, everything about the game is like, yeah, this is kind of like this game. It's kind of like Far Cry. It's kind of like Halo. It's kind of like all these different things. But it's really good, and I'm really enjoying it. So, I don't know. I'd love to, I mean, if you guys pick it up, I'd love to know what you guys think. Duo says, all their marketing is like 90s style throwback. I'm not surprised there's nothing new. That game is all about retro feels for 90s kids. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of neon. Actually, and some of the, the sound effects and stuff are even very 90s. What was that? There's a movie that started out as a fake trailer. Oh god damn it! And it's all about 90s nostalgia, and it was just over the top. Somebody's gonna remember. I hope somebody remembers. I can't remember it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but it's very 90s. Lucas says, to be honest, if I like the game, I don't give a fuck about innovation. That's the thing, right? I don't know why. I wouldn't even say it's bothering me, but it's an active thought. That's what it is. It's an active thought while I'm playing it. It's like I'm judging it. It's like I'm sitting there judging the game, but it makes me feel so entitled doing that, you know? Like I'm enjoying it. I should just shut up and enjoy it, right? And then at the same time, I'm like, you're not doing enough for me. I don't know. And it's going to bother me to not remember the name of that movie. It says, if the mechanics are smooth, responsive, ideal, all typo. All I want them to be able to do is give me a story I haven't fully predicted. That's the thing too. The story, I would say that if the story, you know what? That's what it is. That's what it is. I got it. That's exactly what it is. The story is meh. Of all the things they did amazingly, story is meh. That's why. That's the little thing that's been not bothering me, but like, that's why I'm so focused on gameplay, because everything about the gameplay is fantastic. But I am not. That's what it is. I'm playing this game like I do sometimes when there's like a. I'm trying to think of an example, like Far Cry. Far Cry, the story is, whatever. But when I'm playing Far Cry, I'm not playing it imagining that I am that character, playing the game. I'm just playing a game. And I don't care what the story is, why I'm taking over, an outpost or whatever. I'm just shooting bad guys. Who cares? And that's what's happening in this game. And whereas with Far Cry, it's kind of like, oh, I'm seeing all the, the little things about the gameplay mechanics that are kind of meh, but I'm still enjoying myself. This game, I think what's unnerving is the fact that the gameplay is so phenomenal, and then the story just kind of falls flat. And since it's not bad, it's not just obvious, It's not in your face that like, oh, look at this awful story. It's just like, oh, look at this inconsequential story. That's what it is. An inconsequential story. That's it. That's exactly what it was. Lucas says, you're looking at it through two lenses at the same time. One as a consumer/gamer, one as a critic. That's true. Duo says, good gameplay without innovation is better than innovation that fails to entertain, but companies would have us believe otherwise. God damn, that is good. That is really, really good. I want that on a t-shirt. You're a freaking genius. I love it. And that's what I've been playing. Still also kind of just, working my way through Dragon's Dogma. I think I got to give up that game because there's so many games that came out for the Switch that I really want to play. I want to play Resident Evil 4 so bad on Switch. I want to play Resident Evil 0. I haven't never played that game. I want to play it on Switch. Sniper Elite V2 came out on Switch. I want to play that so bad. Saints Row came out on Switch. Oh, so many games came out on Switch. And here I am playing Dragon's Dogma because it makes me happy. What the hell's wrong with me? I want to play a game that makes me happy when there are so many other games that can just feel, yeah. I feel so guilty playing Dragon's Dogma because I've gotten everything I need to get out of that game. Now it's just like, I'm just going to keep repeating the same cycle over and over again, but it was so fun. I love Dragon's Dogma now. Just thinking about it, I want to play it. All right. With that, that does it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We do this every Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time here on Facebook.com/DownRightFierceGaming. If you want to watch the videos on demand, things, that would be YouTube.com/DownRightFierceGaming, Facebook.com/DownRightFierceGaming, and then that's it, actually. We've got, what episode is this? 94? We got 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. 6. Wait. Yeah, 95, 96, 95, 96, 97, 99, 100. Okay. Well, I messed up counting when last time I did how many episodes we have left, and I don't remember why. Yes, I know that 100 minus 94 is 6. Still, we have 6 episodes left. I gotta get editing on some videos I want to make for the final episode. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good episode. But yeah, don't subscribe on Patreon. Don't do it because we only got 6 episodes left. You know, don't give us money. We don't need it. We got enough to get to the end. I thank everybody for contributing. I love all of you who have contributed. Tristan Haynes, Mark Mayfield, our executive producers, Brian Kizmetsky, Carolina Jarvis, Andrew Kirkendall, Face Kicker. I love all of you so much. Hopefully we will have a host next week. We were supposed to. I messed up. But, you know, we'll have it next week. I'm going to leave you guys, like I always do, with a music video. This one is one actually I realize I haven't played in a long time. This is Marion Crane. It is called Adrenaline. It features our good friend Christopher Donald Stanton, the Chris Stanton, who actually won trivia at one of my trivia shows. He's a smart dude. He's actually really, really smart, despite his looks. That's it. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye!
Downright fierce. 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 Downright fierce.
It's a downright fierce gaming podcast. Playing mad games and talking mad trash. Subtitle pinned and dropping facts about consoles, news, and industry stats. Every week, Josh and the crew go hard with the gaming passion. It's true. It's downright fierce and the place to be with a custom theme by Lars MC. It's downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on.